Okay. If you don't know by now, I'm Chuck Liddell. I'm at our library in Avalon, Catalina Island. It is 2 o'clock and it is hard to believe it's January 22nd already, 1925. And so I'm going to be discussing the history of the horse stables on the island. I think that's redundant. I think to be a stable you have to have horses. I don't know, but I'll call them the horse stables. Now, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't start off with something off the subject. Yesterday, just yesterday, the 21st, was the 51st anniversary of my brother's suicide. And I have to announce it because the family was completely devastated because of it. I'm still devastated after 51 years, and I know that a lot of young people now are committing suicide also. It's now the third largest cause of deaths among young people is suicide. So if you, and I'm talking about the viewers or people here, if you or anyone you know are planning to take your life, please look or get on your cell phone to 988. That way you'll be able to get professional help and hopefully you won't do what my brother did. Okay, now I'm done with that, but I had to do that. Okay, so this is now the history of the stables. Now you know where Tremont is, where they have the low-income housing on Tremont. That is where our first stable was, from 1898 to 1899. Then on Beacon, just about the location of the Catholic Church, we had the second one. That was from 1899 to 1900. As you can tell, we've had a lot of stables going back a long time. We then had from 1902 to 1909 Lowe's Catalina horses. Now, the pony carts started on the island long before we had any golf carts. So we had pony carts from 1909 to 1912 initially. Now, just so you get an idea of what a pony cart was, and I don't know if you'll be doing that at the present stable. Oh, we were going to ask him to do an update. Should we do that at the end?
You have 11 minutes on this tape, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, I'll do my best. Well, okay, we'll skip over what a pony cart was. So basically, it was a two-wheel little wicker basket, and it had seats for about 4 people, and you had a pony, obviously, and the pony was set to do an exact trip around Avalon. And so you didn't have to do anything with the pony. You just sat there and the pony would just walk around, go up to the high points, and all you had to do is just pull back on the reins. The pony would stop, you would get out, take your pictures, get back, let the pony go. And so I hope you're gonna have pony cars. The next one was Catalina Island Riding Academy, which was on 7th Street. Now, I know people joke a lot about 3rd Street, there's no 1st, no 2nd. Well, that's because they put homes in those locations now. So 7th Street would be about halfway from 3rd Street up to Beacon. So that's about the area. We had another one there. Now, in 1920, they had one behind the Catholic Church from 1920 to 1921. Now, that is when our first telephones were put into service in 1920. So, believe it or not, our phone number in 1920 was 478. We still had the farmer phone. So you had to pick up the phone, The operator would say, number please. We had no dial, we had nothing. We just picked up the phone, operator come on, number please. I would then say, I want 478. He would click me in and I would be able to talk to the stables. We were the last service that did this. It stopped about 25 years ago.
1978.
Ah,
Oh, good for you.
I live next to the phone company.
Oh, okay, that's right, he does.
They built a big new building and they dropped something from a helicopter on one of my houses.
Okay, yeah, okay, 1978. We were the last of the Pacific Telephone that you could still, have the farmer style, they called it. So that was behind the Catholic Church, 1920 to 1921. They had Hanson's Catalina riding stables. Now, you know where the bird park is. Just to the right of that, there's that road that goes all the way up. It just keeps going. So at the top of that was the Hanson Catalina riding stables from 1923 to 1944. But at the same time, and I brought a little demonstration, a show and tell. Nobody has any idea where this picture was taken. Want to take a wild guess?
can you turn it to the camera just for 1 second?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. This is where the Naughty Fox is now. This is the Naughty Fox. It was called Wally's Barbecue. And then this is now where the hotel is. Okay. Now the reason I brought this, I wanted you to visualize it, because from 1923 to 1944, although they already had the other horse ranch or the stables, they still brought the pony carts here in the town of Avalon on the front street on Crescent Avenue. So this is where they would all line up. Now they wouldn't be on the sidewalk, they would be just outside of the walk. Now I got this from Lolo. Somebody who knew or know of Lolo Soldani, the one who just died about a month or so ago, he used to work for them. So I got this specifically from him, that this is where the pony carts were. Well, that's enough of that demonstration. I think I'm running out of time.
You have about
so,
6 minutes.
The location of where you are now was the location of the main stables from 1928 to 2008. Now, they had rodeos there from 1933 to 1950. They had moonlight evening horseback or moonlight evening horseback riding and hay rides from the 30s up until about the 1940s. I don't know if you're going to be doing that, but that was a lot of fun. Now, Frenchie Small had the stables from 1948 to 1962. Now he's the one that's most connected with the stables. Now, my father was very high ranked in the Wrigley Company, so all they had really was up at the original stables. They just had a rink, where you could sit in the bleachers and watch the horses run around and whatever. They don't have anything like what you've got. If you want to know where it is now, if you go to the school of Avalon Canyon and you look to your left, you'll just, I don't know if it's still that way, but it's just kind of like a little parking area. That's about all there was to the original stables. Now, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, I went up there and I was riding one of, now I hate to tell you, the horses they had were basically old nags. I mean, they were not good horses, but they were, they were the best we had. So I got on one of these old nags, and I was being led by one of the workers working for Frenchie. And for some reason, now we didn't have, I was just sitting on a small saddle holding onto the horn. I didn't have any strap around me or anything, just walking. And for some reason, this young man thought that we weren't going fast enough. So he pulled out a rope. Now it had all of these stickers in it. I don't know what they call that, but it wasn't just a rope, it had stickers in it. He gave that little horse a major whack. The horse took off. I don't think it's ever run that fast before. It took off. It got about halfway across around the rink. It then stood up on its hind legs.
With you on it?
I flew off backwards, landed on my back. I had the wind knocked out of me. Then the horse ran around again. This time it ran over me.
Oh,
it never touched me. But my mother was up in the bleachers with my little brother Bill I just talked about. And Bill was only a couple of months old, so Mom is yelling and screaming. So she let my father know what happened, and of course he immediately had the young man fired, and anyway, he's probably dead by now anyway, so that's okay.
May I stop you right now and give the gentleman a chance
Sure,
to do his
yeah.
update, because I've got 3 minutes on the
Okay,
tape.
good enough.
Would
I'll
you like
just tell
to?
about Ron down at the end, but that's
Yeah, I want to hear more of this, by the way, yeah. So quick update, my name's Jeff Skelton, and I lead the team that's bringing back Catalina Island Horseback Adventures in the previous location on Avalon Canyon Road. And what we've done is really tried to stay to the history and really pay tribute to all of the long traditions of horses here on the island. And so we'll be starting with horses that'll be doing 2 trail rides. We've got a short ride that's about 45 minutes, and that's going to go across the golf course, as we've always been famously done, up the trail to the bluff view that overlooks.
Can we call that the 1 hour, the 2 hour?
Correct. Well, our 1 hour trail is 45 minutes. And the 1 hour trail is 90 minutes. And the reason for that is, and so whereas the 45-minute ride is going to kind of come over that bluff view that overlooks hole 7, but still gives you a great view down into the harbor and into town, and then the other one goes up on the 1 hour trail, but whereas they used to come straight down the road, we'd obviously prefer today to stay off the road with a lot of traffic in there, and so we cut back into a lower trail that's always been there and we've cleared out, and then you'll come back in and finish the exact same way, and that's right at about 90 minutes. And so we just encourage people to come back. And then also one of the things to know is we just encourage people to come down. The way we've designed the ranch down there is designed for, even if you're not riding, if you just want to come down and watch it. So if we're training a horse in the round pen, we encourage people to come watch. If you just want to be around it and sit at a picnic table, everything we do is going to be in public view on that side. The other side where the horses live, that's kind of in the back there, and that area's closed off. But we just encourage people to come down and hang out. And then in the summertime, we look forward to hopefully doing some Saturday night movies where we'll play old westerns and bring a chair and hang out and doing a lot of events, and just encouraging folks to come down and just be a part of it.
Can you tell us how many horses you have?
So today we have 12 horses plus a mini horse. We have another 12 scheduled to come in. That'll give us 24. And then we think by summer maybe we could be up to 30 or 40 horses, as much as the demand has for people wanting to do rides. We'll continue to bring more horses in, and then very aspirational, but the long-term goals is to eventually be able to take rides into the interior or other parts of the island where people can really see it. I think as Mr. Wrigley always said, the best way to see the island is on the back of a horse, and so we want to work not only with the island company,